This time there are rich deposits for more ore. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's all that useful. Oh, the Bakara back. This time with Dender and Sulfate. So no Vittori this time, at least. Distracted with science. We have a really neat perk in social capital. And this brain machine interface available. So maybe there's an opportunity to do something here. We can make some good money. And space architects are there as well. To help us build things more quickly. Like infrawaves, for example. The nanites are back, as are universal harmony, but you know, this will be hard to get to late game. I suppose like asteroid stuff is also available. Oh, let's have a look. I'm definitely interested in brain machine interface. Also, last game we also had like scientific fleet, right? To help. Which we don't have this time. Let's close this. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do about that. Is that? Yeah, it looks fine. Okay. Yeah. New start. Thinking of brain machine interfacing is probably the way to go. Get that ASAP. We'll need some money to get the science set up so we can take it. Yeah, we don't get another. We don't get an immediate start again. Yeah, this not really anything that jumps out at me. It'd be like, yeah, we could start like this, right? I mean, there's this connection, right? But until we find something that works with it, I'm not convinced. So I want to start. That kind of works. Because you know that ruin can't be taken then. This is lava, which is sort of kind of really in the way. Although it could be a second source of ore with mineral seeding, I suppose. And that does work with deep drilling. So maybe we do take deep drilling. The hydroponics pretty good. Like if you have deserts. I think I'll go ahead and like reveal everything here this time. So it might be necessary to see what we want to do. Because yeah, I mean, like you know, there's this one as well, right? Like the idea would be to get some colonies close to each other so we can benefit from cultural exchange in the mid-game. This would be a way to do it. And then, you know, this could become a farm. And then we would not be taking deep drilling because we can't if we want brain machine interfaces. And I definitely do want brain machine interfaces. That makes a lot of sense to get. We know how to get science though. That's for later to figure out, right? I think we'll start with the left part then. As you know that it's... Although yeah, this is good, right? It's just like getting food is going to be hard then. Let's go ahead and find out what's over here. Well, maybe it's not so hard to get food if there's all these oceans. There's that biomatter for you, right? Then we'd be super helpful. Or producing the successful. I mean, there are opportunities to do that, right? Though I wouldn't know how you'd get bots. But yeah, I mean, there kind of are. Or you don't need to if you do this, but then we don't have biomatter. Yeah, there's no biomatter. Feels rough. There can be food from here. But this can't reach there. Or producing people producing robots. Okay, let's have a look here then. I mean, making robots is not hard for us in this case, right? To these two. The reason why I'm seeing that is because I'm like, well, maybe we can do something with this, right? At the very least. This is only 2 a year, right? This can become successful quite easily. Use up this asteroid, because we have to. And make a bunch of internal connections. You know what? That sounds good. Yeah. Okay. Not too sure what we do here though. Probably more ore, if I would imagine. But, you know, getting some food in there would be nice. Our mission is to make some more robots though. I'm not sure where I'd want those. Because none of the planets we have really want lots of robots. Because I'd probably want to make ore over here. Especially if we get a colony of some sort. Well, maybe this wants to be robots. It kind of depends, right? If we want to make a colony here, which I do want to do. Where do we make the food for you? Could do that over here. Not sure if we have the biomatter available, but we'll be floating that. The idea would be to make more ore, right? Let's throw it out. Okay, there's lots of oceans. That's interesting at the very least. Can we like, scout twice and then colonize? I suppose that's possible. I really would love to know what this one particular thing is. I say Forge World. So many of those, right? I mean, robots are not a problem to make. Not sure if I want to make them there, but, you know, they're not a problem. No, we could use up the ore like that. That would make a lot of money, wouldn't it? Like, for example, we could make robots here. Do want brain machine interfaces though. Like, if I were to get both, we would get like lots of we get a really big money making planet here. Yeah, we could do something like robots. Triple robots. That is a poor idea though. Unfortunately, exploring one's also a poor idea because we wouldn't have the money, so... This then? Do we want to make that robot? I guess so. Make a robot lab, right? We'll leave the ore lab for later because I think it'll be pretty easy to make more ore. Okay, that's far away. Forge was successful, and the food plant that is successful. Alright. That last mission might be a bit difficult. Might be a time to try to get some science going though, because okay. I don't know though, it's maybe a bit too early for it. Okay, you could do it, but be floating a bunch. It does complete the dinner mission, but we don't have to do it now. We can do this one first. How do we do this one? I would love to make some more robots. Gaia World would work, right? Yeah. The idea I had would be to... I guess we'll do it. We'll start with this one actually. We'll float this sort of jungle planet here for a while. I'm gonna make a hive world here. It should unlock the dinner mission. Just this one is remaining. So the thing is, right? If I were to make a chip here, we could potentially get them on the mission done, but that would preclude what I want to be making, which is a laboratory for more robots. Basically a lab full of robots is what I want to be making here. Let's see. Okay. 44. I want to just pick that up. Let's pick up that money. That might be just what I need to get my science started. I've been spotting this like robot lab for a while. I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Can I do this without consuming that asteroid? Oh, it's so in the way. It's too fat. Okay. I mean, I could. Should I? I think I should leave this open for a bit. Till we at least scan this. No ore here, right? That's sort of the thing. Okay. And then I guess we scan once more so we don't have to pay the lab upkeep. Because money is a problem this run. It always is, right? So that saves at least a little bit. And then there's the science start, right? And now the real question is, how can we, you know, solve the mess we made? Essentially. Because this is, it's neat, but it's a bit messy. It's also suboptimal in some ways. can take deep drilling and, you know, mines on mineral plants make more income. This one is making 12, right? That's gonna work. Brain machine interface be much better though. But you know, there are like lots of deserts. So maybe we don't go deep drilling then. Those deserts, those will be able to make food. Well, in any case, I probably should make goods here. Does that make some sense? Four levels flipped, right? Then that would be good. It was kind of like, I don't know. So you need robots. And you want goods as well. You can't give them. Also, I wanted to get things for colonies for 2 which yeah, I definitely want hydroponic farm thing. Okay, got 36 out of that. Good to know. And I guess we'll take a Gaia world here. I want to get to about 15, hopefully. So the idea would be to get brain machine interface and start, you know, spamming those. No skill up, right? Yeah, no skill up and stuff. There is Genesis cells and integrated manufacturing though, so I might want to be careful with integrated manufacturing available because we have a chip for you. So why we don't pick this one up? Oh, it is a good one, right? But yeah, if I build this, we get like, you know, loads of income. Same here. Right, you can just make 6 income like that. Just like that happen. Any project you want to build on colonies? No, necessarily. So again, on colonies we can do the same thing. So I might want to like create at least one successful colony here. Makes another 3 income. Not as good as I would hope, but good enough. Sure. Right. Fine-ish, I think. These two will then later on connect for cultural exchange. Very nice. Also, we get 67 here. Which I might want to pick up. I think I do. Alright, then we go to next year. I believe so. I'm going to make a food place here. What am I going to do with the rest? We can make a human here. That would not connect. Let's connect over there. It would. Is it okay then? Kind of depends on what we do with it, right? If we just can't do anything with that human planet, might not be so great. Over here is definitely okay. There's like lots of sources of chips anyway. And then the idea would be to get hydroponics, right? We can get a farm here, which can sort of like go into lots of directions. Look at that. And 8 additional income. Wow. And another 5 income. Alright, we're making money. This is a start. Alright. So now we got some money. Let's go over and got some indeed some wacky technology. See, we can't get Is this as well available? Might it be possible to get you to prosperous? Yeah, I mean, it's possible to get him the imports and exports required to get to prosperous. With the sky world over here. It'll also output the additional robot necessary to make this desert a farm a reality. Which then, you know, the swamp colony over here is something I also would desire. Because it can connect into the Forber ruin, it can take the other good, and it can make a cultural exchange happen. Alright, well, you know, that's good for later, but for now, I think I want to be more focused on trying to get some sort of science laboratories. There's 5 robot labs, fine, right? I'd love to get something else too. What that something else is the main question. For example, it could be water, because there's this ocean over here that's available, which has a different output as well, right? So, oh, my mouse is doing a little dance. That's better. There was some little bit of paper stuck inside the sensor, making it spaz out. Alright, this there's no good way of scanning in an efficient manner. So there's some water available here, and you know, there's potentially no goods available though. Which might mean that, you know, Hephaestus over here can't become successful. I want to keep this, because if you can get integrated manufacturing, that might lead to another bot being able to be made here. I'm not really sure what to do with it, but you know, it's available. There's also nano fabrication available in the late game, which could lead to, you know, goods from here, from this lava world, or from here. So this would be a human, definitely, and this would be an ore, and that would be goods and all, and this would be chips. And that would preclude the water connection, but that could maybe come from here. So, you know, we got something set up to sort of like make use of what we've got here, but again, this doesn't really work that well with making labs. So again, we're sort of still looking for something else. We could make lots of food, but you know, food cannot be put into laboratories, so that's, I mean, it's fine, but it's not what I'm looking for. So what other directions could we go into? Maybe in this direction then. Maybe we could do biomatter or something. Although, do we have Genesis cells available? Yeah, we do. Eventually. There's that as well. We already upgraded those, so we can never get Genesis cells. Such a difficult setup. I'll just go ahead and found this planet, I think. I was hoping we could get some more vision because of it, but it's just out of range. That's obstructed, isn't it? Yeah, pretty much. Well, anyway. We don't have an additional water, I suppose, right? Didn't really accomplish all that much, but sure. If I'm going to build a lab, I want to get at least 2 inputs into it. I suppose we could just put in this arid. We do just get 8 income from 15 here, so that's fine. We don't make this stuff work. But yeah, the lack of science is sort of annoying. Can we maybe do something with ore here? That's not half bad, is it? I could be willing to take an ore lab here. Like, especially if we use this lava as well. Although I'd wanted to make goods there, right? That's the thing. That does preclude that whole thing. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to use this internally to make goods. So we're going to put labs on the outside. In which case, how do we do that? Is that like a good way of... Maybe all this over here could be used. Like, we do have mineral seeding, but... Maybe we want to take these techs, right? So we want all of these too. Perhaps we want tugs as well. Can we use tugs to somewhat, like, make science? And sometimes those techs, like those special movement techs, can be used to make science more quickly than you would otherwise be able to do. Doesn't really appear to be the case. Yeah. Well, there's biomatter available, I see, for 3 science. Guess I'll have to take that. How to solve this? I guess we just input this. Alright, we'll do this. We'll send out the water. Making the robot available, sure, right. And then throw in a chip to make a human. And don't forget to machine interface things, right? Because those are definitely worth building whenever we can. In almost every case. I'm going to go to 23 plants. Not sure if we want to do that though. Depends on what's available. I'd imagine so though. There's some good stuff there. This is going to be interesting. I can tell we want a Gaia world there. So, if I want to put a science lab in, I want to put it in such a location that we can get as many connections as possible here. That seems good. October's perfect, actually. Okay, and then probably that. I want to get to 6 science. And then culture exchanges here. Okay, we got some culture. I'm not sure why I want to be sending it. One more. I think I want to send one in here, definitely. To produce more things. These two also want some. Can I ever send out this food? Not really, right? So if I send out one here, this one will become prosperous as well once these goods are in. And then I guess like a third here as well. And try to use the culture as the 6th resource in plants with only 5 things. Like this one, like 3 water and 3 people in, right? We only can send in 2 people because there's no more human planets easily available. So try to like limit the amount of infraways and things we'll have to build later will result in not having to spend as much money as the last time. Which might mean, you know, we can spend money on other fun things like more culture or nanites or more, you know, building more things. Which should result in more score, theoretically at least. So like, what do we do next, right? Like a hydroponic farm, right? We need to make some kind of farm. Like we could also make a desert farm here. It depends on what's available over there, right? Like which one do I want to colonize? Probably the bottom here would make the most sense to me, because I can send in the human. And also, right, there's this as well. Which I think is worth doing, like here, right? Tricky decisions. Can we like somehow get a robot for you? We got -3. Because I would love to be able to. Same here again, right? Yeah, we're making quite the money. Also, we're going to next year, and also these colonies can still be kind of... No. Still good though. Still good money. Oh, this one can be upgraded. Although it doesn't give that much, right? Might want to wait with it. Could want to wait with it. We can like make real good food here if I want to. It's unfortunate this can't reach, right? This one could reach though. How am I going to make biomatter? No, wait. Like that, right? So if I make a food that sends in a human, if I then make a human here, it sends in a water, then I could send out a biomatter. And then we could make a robot here, which makes another food, which can make 2 more humans. Before we do though, make sure the machine interface. And there we go. Got 27 science. It's just enough to afford integrated manufacturing, which we wanted to do here. Make all of that work as well. Not so sure what I'm doing with these extra robots, but you know, they're there. Nanofabrications available for goods. Is this connection as well? Which makes another culture there. I would like to make some more science too. Like looking at the amount of money we've got, like we have 232 in the bank, right? We're sort of doing quite well. Still haven't done this mission though, because like we've been having too much fun colonizing everything here. We should probably be building more missions and things, right? Like we have an easy time colonizing, but we gotta kind of like get to the late game and get science and stuff. We don't have a whole lot of it. Like we get one more here. Could try to make some out of water if I could like fit this in. Can you fit? You can't fit both of those, but I mean 2's okay, right? We're cutting off the goods, but maybe we should check out what this is. I mean, that's 8 more science. We don't actually need the money. But I would definitely appreciate more science. Like, I would appreciate lots more science. Let's go ahead and build some. I could take water from this area over here. And produce a bit of science. That's all, you know, we can up this to 9, I suppose. And we could even do that. A culture exchange. Not really sure where. One of them can go in here, definitely. Don't know where this one will go. Oh, we've already got to January. That's no good reason not to make ourselves some income. So all needed in both places. But we did not get the mineral seeding. Didn't have the thing to. How good is this? 10 income. Alright. It's cheap though, right? That's the thing. Okay, Genesis cells for some things. There is an argument to be made for it, if only for this one. To make more science. We got 17 science, it's not all bad. It could be better. Don't know how good is Genesis cells. Like, what are we gonna make for it, right? Doing minus 6%, yeah. Maybe mineral seeding would have been good. So there's no mineral here, is there? Let's have a look here. Oh, there is. Go fix this then. That fixes you up. And do we have a chance over here to do something? I mean, maybe, but it might be a little tricky. We could definitely do it. How much science do we still have at this point? 9 years, I'm 1750, and it's 70 something, right? We've got to spend like lots of science here though. Like 70 here, so we only got like 2 techs here, which I mean universal harmony is like so good for us, right? That's what replicating nanites and all the others be. Can I really not get this sort of silly event done? Are there really no forge rolls at all anywhere? There's this one, which we made chips out of, which we can't upgrade. There's this one, which I don't know if I can just do this. If we can get ore here, then at least... Or energy, that works too. I think we should just do that. I can just make some bots to solve this farm. I want to have a check out though, if there's no like... why did that happen? Like this, that. Right, okay. Finally, mission complete after 13 years. That should have taken far less time. You want me to go all the way in the middle of nowhere? You want me to make stupid amounts of chips? Yeah, like we could have like done these missions like already, right? Like, we've already made 7 chips and 9 population. We made way more than that. We'll go ahead and make stuff, I suppose. least try to. All right. Yeah, I don't know. We go with like the cheapest possible tax. They are gravitic tugs, but I don't know if I want them. Like everything's already so connected that it's all working. We can send this as well, right? That's fine, I suppose. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't think so. Oh, fabrication, I think, really. So do I send in this if we got nanofab anyway? I don't think so. We could send it into here to make you successful. The thing is, we kind of need this as well, right? Which that's the hard part. We don't have the science to do all that. Might not be too late to build more lab though. Question is what to research. We're researching water, biomatter, and bots. Still have chips we could research reasonably efficiently, although I'm only seeing just the one. Ore is available to research, but we're not making a whole lot. And those that we have available are in finicky locations. I wish there were teleporters. That would make this run so much better, but there aren't. Silthid sometimes has them, but this is like just out of range as well again, right? I want to go for them still though. There's also the availability, by the way, of making chips in ore worlds, so if we can have a chip next to an ore world, like here, this might still be an okay lab, to be honest. Using integrated manufacturing, we can get 3 science. I shouldn't use this one if I want to use this one for our lab as well. I might need to. Anyway, we can industrialize this to give you a couple things. The question is, do we definitely want to take you as well? Oh, we're gonna put in like ore maybe to solve it later though. Or bots. There's lots of bots here. That creates prosperity, right? That would be the idea then, to use that to create a lab here. And then also not even caring about the money. A lab in here. 3 science. Okay. Well, 55. We've got 1 more tech to invent in order to advance. Is there anything we're looking for in particular? Oh, relays probably, right? Our tech we'd always want. So now we can finally get to these, which is really the thing we want to get to. The thing is, like, increase population by 9, right? In order to even get any of these things. Small population. But we can get started by doing this. This is going to be pretty big. Okay, we can get 3 and upgrade it 2, and then, you know, sort of send this into 2 locations, 3 locations, which, you know, that gets us a chip and also some population, while at the same time making a bunch of planets happy. And then I could do this. Solve here. Make another chip. Also, those also boost income a little bit, right? Also, you can become happy. And I guess these can also take a machine interface. With 13 income, I mean, that's enough to be worth it. Machine interfaces, right? They're good. But we don't have the science. Although, we have like 115. It's like enough for infraspace and universal harmony, I suppose. But not also, you know, we'd want the Dender to become like happier. We'd need lots of humans. Can we like make more? Because an easy way would be to expand this as well, right? Get some ore in here. I also have relays at this point, so I might want to look into that. Can we relay something somewhere? Perhaps, right? This one's unhappy, I suppose. Yeah, it is. This one's at -7. Ooh, we might be a little bit late for this one as well. It's a bit annoying. We're literally like a couple months late with that. Like 1 month, I believe. I do have unemployment though, so maybe it still counts, right? Yeah. That works. We can integrate manufacturing to make a chip. So now we're getting close. Close but not quite, right? Like, at this point, right, I might want to get replicating nanites, but if I do, then we won't get infraway. I don't know if I'm okay with not getting infraway with a run like this, because this run can afford infraways. We can actually afford them. And they will be quite good. In fact, we can make an additional human already with an infraway there. Right. Like if I send you in, and there's a human. 6 out of 9, right? There's more as well, right? That's not the only human we can get with an infraway. For example, if I were to sort of carefully position this, I can get a human here and later on maybe even this one as well. Would it maybe probably be possible to infraway in some more science? Ah, good question, isn't it? It is. We're actually out of money. That's kind of incredible, to be honest. Do I like... I think I like put this in, I think. We're kind of lacking chips in here, but we can just make chips. We have nanofabrication. We can just make tons of chips if I want to at any point. Let's go ahead and get that Dender thing and get 40 credits and 4 science. Also need to make more chips, but like I just said, we can just make a ton of those. Like so. If you're like, what am I doing here? Well, we need some ore too. There's kind of an easy answer to that. Is there some other place where I could use the ore? Yeah, kind of, but... So this is kind of neat because I could do this in-between connection as well. Although that's fairly expensive. This requires a regular slipway, I suppose, but a regular relay. Alright, what do you... 10 food. Man. Isn't there always something? We've got a colossal empire too, but... Well, so be it. 4 energy? We don't have any... I guess we could get Starbirth and make 4 energy, but... That's not really the tech I want. I'd rather get culture dissemination. That will make far more happy people. We might just want to decline these. It's a bit unfortunate, really. We couldn't really do a whole lot of missions. I mean, Starbirth would fix this, but you know what would also fix that? Just like an infraway. Turns out, you know, those are pretty good. Also, that's available, right? I think stream splitting is also something we want. Like this time we can make good use out of those techs. I was gonna throw in culture everywhere, right? I was sort of going to try to make everything prosperous here. This one wants to go there. And this one wants to go there. I think. Right? I think. And then you want that. Stream splitting. Sending out the extra human. And wait, I'm missing something here. I thought I connected everything, but no, this is not the way to go. So, like, what is the way to go then? This would connect those two. So do we have like, yeah, we have space architecture. We're gonna build all these relays the way we want. Okay, so we can add that in. So now you, and you are connected. Extreme splitting would be the main idea, right? The main sort of attraction here. Oh yeah, that sort of makes a whole lot of sense. But then, like, what are you here? We don't need that many relays, right? Don't we? I think we only need like the 2 here. As long as we get stream splitting. Do this whole shenanigan over here. And sort of like connect those and then connect the lines together. Because you can connect your thing in there. It's just that this needs another ore from somewhere, which could be here. Well, then it wants water. Do we actually have the water making thing? We don't, right? Well, how can I give you a water? I mean, from there, but that's far, far away. I mean, it could be done, but it's going to be expensive. We have 182 income, but I don't think it's that much income that we have. What else can I do? Well, there's a bunch of other stuff we can still do. It's like a colony here and a colony there that could still use. We could also probably make money using machine interfaces everywhere. Kind of, if we want. Just kind of crazy. We can still make money with these. I don't know. I mean, we could just fix it with this and sort of two-way trade, and that's fine. And you get to use your good somewhere. The thing is, I want to use you, but you want an additional chip, which you could get from here. You can send out that, I suppose. Oh, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. It's tricky, right? But there's a good way of doing this that involves getting the right order of things, which actually is important. Also, we're out of money again. Can you believe that? Huh, maybe we do this sort of thing I was thinking of here. This is sort of easy to do. It takes up a lot more time than the alternative would be. Or you can just sort of machine interface to give you your chip but not your food. Where is the food? The food is all the way over there. This one's hard to do. It's annoying. At least we got like 400 money now. We do have mind control available if we want. 3% past shortages. Where do we have resource shortages? It's like one little place still. Wait, where? This one, right? It's the one place, right? It's like, how are we going to... It's like lots of places where we could, like this one could connect in here, for example, right? There's some water that could go up here as well. Well, anyway, what I definitely want to do is sort of get these colonies all goods, right? Yeah, it seems good, right? Doesn't it? So now how do I help you? Well, one way to do so would be to do this. Get a robot in here. And a chip. And send out a good. I don't know about dissemination. But we can definitely send out, you know, culture to all sorts of places. Maybe we should just send everywhere one culture, right? No, we can't afford that. Oh wow, we ran ourselves out of money already. Really? That's... I mean, that's rather incredible, but, you know... Sure, I guess. We might want to, like, spend the time well, though. Guess that's it. I do want to fix this mess. Alright. And then the final text should be universal harmony. Because we have many, many colonies which are all successful. So this should count for something. Yeah. Essentially. We can basically make a bunch of prosperous plans happen. Would be the idea, at least. Yeah, we can use culture for this nonsense as well. Maybe we shouldn't have needed to do that, but alright. Yeah. Well, that didn't do anything. Can you send it here then? That doesn't do anything either. Alright, what are we still missing? There's still a couple things we can probably do. I would imagine. There's a robot available there that wants to go somewhere. There's also a good needed here very desperately, which we have available here. Reasonable way to spend like most of our money? I guess so. Doesn't seem too terrible. Also do this to send in, you know. Make you successful. Right. You're already considering, you're already receiving that. So then, like, send that there. I'm gonna try to like, spread the culture around a bit, right? So that every prosperous plant's receiving one culture, because we don't have dissemination, so we want to sort of spread it out instead of giving all the planets two culture. I want to give them all one culture. We don't have the science to get dissemination. We actually are running out of money. But we got another 206. Alright, well that's interesting. We can maybe like get some more things done then. I don't know what though. We do have like quicker build time, right? Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. Yeah, we should have picked that up much earlier actually. This one. Yeah, now we can't because we didn't know that was money. A bit of a mistake, right, to pick that up this late. This one's obstructed. So we built this in this way. We can do this very expensive connection here now, right? It removes an unemployment and makes you happier. Is that like a way to... This one would like to go in there. Good luck with that. It's not happening. Why are you not happy yet? You're not neighbors, right? That seems to be easier to accomplish. Like, what about, you know... This will generate more ore. Can we do something with that? At the same time? I don't think so. It's still good to do this one now. Yeah, that's still good to do. We needed like one more year, right, to sort of make everything prosperous, but I think this still counts as being pretty good. Unfortunately, doing like culture exchange doesn't do anything. We just send a human in here, and that's it. Our mission score is pathetic, so it's not going to be great. Yeah, right. With all of that, only make it to 25,000. Mostly because that Silted mission, right, that sort of blocked everything for like that long. Because there weren't any Forge Worlds to get. There was lots of other good stuff. I think the way we built it up was good. Also, you know, not enough science really. Sort of, kind of. Could we have been more aggressive with the science? Maybe. But on the other hand, you know, we did run out of money in the late game still, so maybe not, right? Yeah, this didn't feel so great, right? I guess with better missions, we could have gone more aggressive on the science. Like completing the missions earlier. But there just wasn't any opportunity to do them. Like we had to pick between that Silted mission and something else we couldn't really do either. Plus, you know, normally you'd expect to be able to get a Forge World up to successful. And not have that, you know, obstruct you for I don't know how long, but like incredibly long. Well, GG. I think that's it for today.